Oh hi, I didn't see you there. It's me, Noah. This is a movie show thing. Welcome. Before I get started with what you obviously know I'm going to be talking about based on the title of this video, I have something else. You might remember me saying this. Batman. See, next week we'll have more Batman. Yeah, well, that kind of didn't happen. But I'm going to kind of do something sort of related to that a little bit. Because last Sunday I got to go see, well, 2 Sundays ago by the time you're watching this. But anyways, I got to go see Batman v Superman. And this is, let's do this is my quick review on it. Alright, Batman v Superman. It wasn't great, but I did think it was alright. I didn't think it was as bad as the critics were saying, because I know it's at like, I think it's like 27% for the critics score on Rotten Tomatoes, and like 73 or something for the audience score. I think the critics score was a little harsh, and the audience score is probably a little lenient. It's probably somewhere in between. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. Batfleck was cool though. Gal Gadot was a cool Wonder Woman too. Also, before I go, surprisingly, Jesse Eisenberg was a really good Lex Luthor. He did a good job. Sometimes I forget that he's actually a good actor, because I'm used to seeing him in stuff like Zombieland, which is a great movie. I love that movie a lot. It's probably one of my favorite comedy movies. One of them. It's like Groundhog Day, What About Bob, Hot Rod, Zombieland. Go check those out if you haven't, if you want something funny to watch. Okay, done with the Batman v Superman stuff. Blech. Alright, so, just in case you're blind and somehow stumbled across this video, which, if that is the case. So, the movie we're going to be talking about today is, drumroll please, Moonrise Kingdom! Moonrise Kingdom is a really great movie. It's one of my favorite movies. It's my favorite Wes Anderson movie, but we'll talk more about that later. So the movie is about this kid, Sam. He's an orphan.
Are you implying that Sam is an orphan?
Also, just a note, this movie is set in 1965. He doesn't really have any friends. And one time when he is with his Boy Scout troop, they're on a camp out, he leaves.
Jiminy Cricket, he flew the coop.
And he goes and meets with this other girl, Susie, and they had been communicating and planning this, and that's all I'm gonna tell you. It's a story of young love, which certainly is not something I have. No one loves me. So yeah, that's a brief summary of the plot, just in case you haven't seen the movie. It'll let you know a little bit about it. Alright, what I liked about this movie? So much. I mean, like, it has everything you'd ever want out of a Wes Anderson movie, really. It's like, it's so good.
So good. So good.
I liked everything about it. Okay, what I didn't like about it. This is a tough one. I'm not too sure there was really anything about it that I didn't like. Let me think. Let me get in my thinking chair, which coincidentally is also my movie review chair. Dang it, my knee is too big. Gotta go back around. Yeah, I can't think of anything. It's a great movie.
So good. So good.
Alright, talk about the cast. Let's talk about the cast. Let's talk about the cast. Here, I'm gonna make myself small so that you can see the credits. This movie has some good child actors. Like, they're good. Wow, I am really blanking on the person who played Sam Shagusky. Oh boy, well, you see him on the screen. My internet's out, so I can't Google it. You see him there. Yeah, he was great. He was Sam, and so was the person who played Susie. What was her name? It's like Kara Hayward or something. I think that's it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, they're great. It's nice to see good child actors in a movie. I mean, they're not like child actors. They're teenagers. They're like 14, 15. Spoiler alert! Yeah, they're not the same age as their characters in the movie. They play 12-year-olds. Yeah, also it had, to name other cast members, obviously it's gonna have Bill Murray in it. This is a Wes Anderson movie we're talking about, so come on. Bill Murray, his character, he's great. He is Susie's father. Oh, it also had Bruce Willis and Ed Norton. This is the first time we've seen either of them in a Wes Anderson movie. And they were great. Ed Norton also comes back and collaborates with Wes Anderson in The Grand Budapest Hotel, which came out 2 years after this movie. Ed Norton plays the troop leader in Sam's Boy Scout troop, and what is his name? I can't remember it. Definitely a bit of a different role for Ed Norton. Less like serious, because Ed Norton's in movies like Fight Club and The Illusionist and Primal Fear and some other movies, and like he's a really good actor. But it's interesting seeing him toned down a little bit, I guess. Yeah, it was also cool seeing Bruce Willis in this movie, because a lot of times he's like the action hero guy, Die Hard and Red and stuff. And I mean, he's also in other types of movies. He's not just in action movies. Like, who do you think he is? Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah, like he, of course, is in The Sixth Sense, another great movie. He also made a little appearance as himself in Ocean's 12, but that doesn't really count. But yeah, so he plays Captain Sharp in this movie. He's the police officer on the island of New Penzance, which is where the movie takes place. On to the crew. Yeah, obviously first we gotta talk about Wes Anderson, so let's get that out of the way.
Oh, now. When I was younger,
We shall lay and dream, letting him go, walk out of her heart today. Oh, today.
And finally, the percussion
As you probably know, he's a director. He is one of my favorite directors. He's my second favorite. This is my favorite of all his movies. Though he has so many good movies, it's hard to pick a favorite Wes Anderson movie. It's like picking favorite pieces of furniture. Children. Picking favorite children. Don't know why I said pieces of furniture. Furniture. It doesn't make any sense. And of course it wouldn't be a Wes Anderson movie without his cinematographer, Robert Yeoman. Rob, can I call you Rob? Okay, Rob, I'm sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce your last name, but you are a great cinematographer. You and Wes go together and you make beautiful movies. Don't worry, I'm not gonna just bore you with all these crew members you don't care about, even though they're important, like the cinematographer or the director of photography or sound mixer or whatever, because the majority of the people watching this are probably just laymen and they're not such cinephiles like myself. One last thing I'm going to talk about is who made the soundtrack. That was Alexandre Desplat, and the reason I'm bringing that up is this was the first Wes Anderson movie to only have a musical score instead of a soundtrack. What's the difference, you're probably asking? I'll explain. A musical score is composed by a composer, normally accompanied by an orchestra, and it's made exclusively for the movie. A soundtrack is compiled of a bunch of songs that already exist. Examples of movies with musical scores would be Inception, 2001: A Space Odyssey, pretty much almost all superhero movies. And examples of movies with soundtracks would be things like Pulp Fiction, The Martian, stuff like that. You get what I'm trying to say. Reenact my favorite scene. So I have this green screen over here for this segment of the show, but I don't really have a favorite scene for Moonrise Kingdom. I have a favorite shot though. This.
Birdhouse, where every kind of bird imaginable is whirling and wheeling around.
Yeah, I can't really do this part. I just don't have, I just don't have a favorite scene. Okay. Now it's time for my favorite segment, where I describe a movie with one word, but it can't be an adjective. Okay, this, what is this movie? Dandelion. Yeah, okay. Now it's time for me to give it my ratings, which is not just rating the movie itself, but many aspects of it. I really love this movie. It's such a good movie. It has so many good things about it.
Great. Ah, so good. So good.
I'm gonna have to give it 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. Now for the will you cry rating. So, will you cry? Probably not. Maybe it's a possibility, but I highly doubt it. Is it good for the first date? I wouldn't know. I don't give dating advice. How do I talk to beautiful women? So a lot of people say that being single during Christmas and New Year's is not fun, but we're gonna stick with the theme of relationships because that is an area where I have the least expertise in, so that's what I'm gonna talk about the most because that makes sense. Basically, Valentine's Day, what is it? No one knows, you big dumb idiot. I guess I do. Yeah, sure. So yeah, that is the end of this episode of the movie show thing. Be sure to tell me what you think of the new format. I kind of like it. Also, what movie should I do next? I have two options. I want you to choose between them. Do you want me to talk about The Hunger Games or Steve Jobs? You decide. But wait, don't go yet. I have a Spreadshirt. If you don't know this, you can buy stuff that I designed, and yeah, you can do that to help support me. Not really, I don't really make any money off of them, but that's for you guys, so you can enjoy these low prices. Yeah, you can get a Year of the Pineapple shirt. You can get a pillowcase that's a reference to my German bed making video. You can get a I don't feel energized by my environment t-shirt that's a reference to this. I don't feel energized by my environment. I'm working on designing a t-shirt for the this show you're on right now, for the movie show thing. And also one for Kevin and Clive. Yeah, here are some little exclusive photos of it. Boom. That's the design I'm working on. Alright, so yeah, that's the end of this. That's all I want to talk about. Have a good day. Watch some movies. I'm talking to a camera. What am I doing with my life? See you in the next video. And the sketch comedy tote bag. Yeah! And that would be shop.spreadshirt.com/hipsterninjacafe/ The last slash is really important. You really need that last slash. It's important. You need it. Buy my stuff.